everyone, welcome back to Novel Idea. My name is Dia, and today I am going to go over my November plans. So, Nonfiction November, this is the last one being run by Olde, at least for right now, and I have been participating since long before I was a booktuber. And I can't wait. I'm so excited about reading nonfiction. So most of my TBR is going to be made up of nonfiction. I have not read as much nonfiction this year as I normally do. My split is usually about 60-40, 60 fiction, 40% nonfiction. And right now I'm sitting at about 20% nonfiction, which is just really odd. I think after this month, it might go up a little bit because I did read quite a few nonfiction this month, but I am planning on the majority of what I read this next month to be nonfiction. So with that in mind, let's jump in. So, Olive always puts some prompts up there for you if you want something to kind of tailor your reading, and I am going to read some books that I have on my TBR shelf that I have been kind of saving for Nonfiction November, but I don't know how all of them will fit quite yet. So I might plug them into a word after I read them because these are ones I really want to read. So I'm going to do it that way. And if something fits with one of the word prompts, then I will plug it in there. So the first one that I have is Lawrence Weschler's Mr. Wilson's Cabinet of Wonder, Pronged Ants, Horned Humans, Mice on Toast, and Other Marvels of Jurassic Technology. It says that it was a finalist for the National Book Critics Circle Award for nonfiction. I don't know what that is. I have a daughter and a granddaughter who are very into bugs and weird things. This feels like it's just the perfect book to kind of cozy down with and find out about all of these things that he has in his cabinet of wonders. And then I have two, and I think that these are probably gonna go for code. So the words this year are path, code, shot, and join. And like I said, this could be join. I could say I'm giving this author a shot and go that direction with it. I have never read anything by him before, so that could be something that I say. Two that are very similar. This one is The Man Who Made Lists. It is Love, Death, Madness, and the Creation of Roget's Thesaurus. And it's by Joshua Kendall. And it basically goes over Peter Roget's life and what it was about making his lists that helped him to cope with life and also give us the thesaurus. And then this one is The Professor and the Madman, and this is Tale of Murder, Insanity, and the Making of the Oxford English Dictionary, and by Simon Winchester. And I think I have read one other book by Simon Winchester, but I'm not positive about that. So this says it's a national bestseller. Who knows if I'm gonna like it, but I love things that have to do with lists and words and compiling and compilation. And so I'm really looking forward to both of them, And I think that they'll go for code. Did I say that? I think they'll go for code. Then I have A History of the World in 500 Walks by Sarah Baxter. And I think this is going to go for path. Trail, a path, a walk, a hike, all over the world. And she explains history and why those paths are important. And I'm hoping that I really, really love this. It's full of pictures, just absolutely beautiful. And I'm really looking forward to digging into it. And then the last one that I have on my list, but that may not be the last one that I actually read because I do have some requests in at the library. But the ones that I have with me that are off of my shelves, this is the last one, and this is Mostly Plants, 101 Delicious Flexitarian Recipes from the Pollen family. So this is Michael Pollan, and his family are the ones that created the cookbook. And I am very excited about this. Most of you know that I eat a vegan diet, and so this is very exciting to me. I love Michael Pollan. I love his books that I have read anyway. And so I'm hopeful that I am going to really get some good things out of this. And I think I'm using this one for join. And if I do that, then really the only one that I have left is shot. Maybe there's something in here that I could use for shot. I know that there are pictures of food, so, you know, I could use, like, he took shots of the food that they prepared. I'm stretching, you guys. But I think I'm going to use it for join, because that's what you do in a recipe. You join things together. Those are my nonfiction that I have planned absolutely. And then I have just a few nonfiction, and I have buddy reads this month. So my first buddy read is With Children of My Heart by Gabrielle, and this I'm going to be reading again with Sandra, who I read The Tin Flute by Gabrielle with. And this is supposed to be kind of semi-autobiographical about her time as a teacher in the Manitoba Plains, either just after the war or just leading up to World War II. I'm not sure which one, but I'm very excited about it. I'm hoping that Sandra and I love it much more than The Tin Flute. She did just read my favorite WA that I have read so far, which is The Road Past Altamont, and she loved it. So we're both very hopeful for this one. Then also my friend Stephanie from Ms. Richards Reads, and I last year read the 3 Lark Rise to Candleford books by Flora Thompson. And I was doing kind of just zipping around the internet looking for other books by authors that I have enjoyed. And I found out that Flora Thompson had another book, and it's called Still Glides the Stream. And I happened to find a illustrated edition. has little illustrations in it, bigger illustrations as well. And it's just about her time growing up in Victorian England. And it's supposed to be also semi-autobiographical, just like Lark Rise to Candleford is. But it is considered fiction. I have 2 semi-autobiographical novels. All right, and then I am going to be continuing my buddy read with Tiffany from Beautiful Minutia, and we are going to be continuing in Kristin Lavransdatter. We finished book 1, and so we will be moving on to book 2 in November. This is also going to count for Chantel Reads All Day's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge, because the one for November is read a book that intimidates you. And if it was not for Tiffany and I doing this together, I would probably have not picked up this book. I probably would not be continuing this book either, because the drama of the first book was almost too much for me. But nonetheless, we're going to continue. And I actually really love this writing, and the overall story I'm really enjoying. And I also really love a lot of the characters. So this one with Tiffany. Then I don't have the other 2 buddy reads physically yet. I have them on order from the library, and they are supposed to arrive in time. So The Old Curiosity Shop by Charles Dickens, I am going to be reading with my friend Courtney from Courtney Reads, and we are going to read The Old Curiosity Shop in preparation for Humiliated and Insulted by Dostoevsky, which we'll be reading in December. Dostoevsky based Humiliated and Insulted on The Old Curiosity Shop. And so we wanted to reread, for me anyway. I'm not sure it's a reread for Courtney. I think it is. But reread The Old Curiosity Shop in preparation for Humiliated and Insulted. And I'm really looking forward to it. I actually really enjoy is not the right word. I actually really like The Old Curiosity Shop. It's a tough one. It's hard, but I actually do really like it. Lastly, I don't know what the Patreon read will be for Tiffany's Patreon, but I do believe that it is either going to be Passing by Nella Larsen or Cranford by Elizabeth Gaskell. I think that those 2 are tied the last time I looked on Patreon. So we'll see what we end up reading, but I have Cranford on order from the library. Passing I already own. So we'll see which one I'll have to add to my list. So that's everything. I would love to know if you guys are participating in Nonfiction November. You don't have to do the prompts. The whole goal is just to read more nonfiction than you normally do. So if you don't ever read nonfiction, just picking up one thing of nonfiction, whether it's an essay or a short story or an article, and reading some nonfiction that way, all of those would count. So that's everything, I think, from me for right now. And I'm just really excited about the reading this next month. If you saw something, in these books that you would like to read with me, then please let me know. I I would love to read some nonfiction, do a buddy read of some nonfiction. I don't do that very often. So there you go, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you again very soon in another video. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to.